Sunny Radio, where it's always in the 80s. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. I've got a special guest in the studio with me right now, TimBlotski with the Sioux Empire United Way. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, glad to have you here. Now, how long have you been a volunteer with the Sioux Empire United Way?
I've been volunteering for Sioux Empire United Way for about 14 years.
Very cool.
14 years doing the campaigning side, and then 5 years on the allocation side.
Very nice. And you kind of have a specialization in the child care part of the allocation.
That's right. Yeah. When I joined allocations, they had a spot for me in the child care. I had just had a new baby boy at the time, so it was really good for me to kind of get in and see what's going on.
Yeah, definitely something that appeals to you when you have kids to say, hey,
absolutely.
we want to make sure that kids are taken care of.
That's right, yeah.
And there's great opportunities. When people are making their contribution to the United Way, these funds are going to some really good things. And there are some needs that need to be filled. There are a lot of parents that are in the workworkforce, so if they're going to work, those kids got to go somewhere.
That's right.
And the United Way helps kind of fill those needs through these organizations, don't they?
Yeah, they do. 76% of the children of the age of 6 have available parents in the workforce. So both their parents are working. Yeah. So somebody's got to watch the kids. And so the Sioux Empire United Way has really stepped up to try to help and identify some of those needs in our community, which is childcare is one of those needs.
Yeah.
And they're active. They're very active in childcare.
Now, what are some of the organizations that the funds go to that have to do with childcare?
Yeah, so we, in childcare, our childcare division, we focus on 6 major agencies. We've got Helpline Center, Interlakes Community College, United Daycare, VOA, Volunteers of America, MB, which is the largest in town, the largest daycare provider in town, and there was one other.
Little Blessings.
Little Blessings, yes.
But I saw it on the bottom because I'd not heard of that one, but what a cool name, Little Blessings.
Yep.
So these are some of the great organizations that when you're making that contribution, it's just neat to know where those funds go. And I'll tell you, since we started doing this program with the United Way each Friday, we've had somebody come in and talk about a different piece of the United Way each week. I've learned a lot, and I've talked to listeners that have said, I've always contributed to that, but it's really cool that you guys talk to them. Now I know where that money goes. Before, we were doing it for this reason. I know it's the right thing to do. But now people are saying, man, it is really the right thing to do. Listen to how far each dollar stretches. And you're not an employee of the United Way. You're a volunteer.
That's correct, yeah.
And the cool thing is, we were talking ahead of time. This is a really smart guy that we have here. He's got a job that I don't even think I could say the title of your job. Really smart fella. But you take your spare time and you help give that to the community through the United Way. So if there are other people listening that go, I just don't feel like I'm maybe completely fulfilled with what I'm doing, if they want to maybe volunteer and say, hey, I'd like to volunteer so I get to feel fulfilled. You guys have room for volunteers all the time, don't you?
Absolutely. We absolutely do. And I'll tell you, this is one of the most fulfilling things that I've done in my life.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why I keep coming back. I said 14 years.
Yeah.
They keep asking me back, and it's a no-brainer decision. Absolutely, I'll come back and help more. And I try to help in ways that I can't even think of, right? So every year I keep coming back. There's plenty of room for volunteers. If you are interested in volunteering, I would absolutely encourage you to do so. It is extremely fulfilling.
And the nice thing is, as you do make your financial contribution, that's something that quite often the employer will say, hey, again, we're making our annual decision on the United Way. Anybody that wants to contribute, they can do that. And we've got a really good participation in this area, a lot of people that actually contribute. Now, there are some people who may be listening that doesn't happen in their workplace. First of all, maybe you could say, hey, why don't we do that? Maybe it's just because they've never had the opportunity. But even if they don't do it at the workplace, you can still contribute. It's not like that's the only way to do it.
Right.
You can go through the website and contribute there, whether you're contributing your time or if you're contributing financially. And the website simply is SEUW, and that stands for Sioux Empire United Way. So it's SEUW.org. And what a great opportunity for people who are maybe looking for something, especially, our population just continues to grow, which means we continue to have a bigger need.
That's correct, yes.
But if you're one of those people that maybe moved here in the last couple of years and you're saying, I just don't know that many people, what a great opportunity for you. Get involved and meet some really cool people like Tim over here. And every year you guys probably get to meet a lot of new people that are joining the group at the United Way. And I just think it sounds like a lot of fun.
That's one of the fun things about it is the connections that you make and the people that you do meet. One of the good things, not only helping in allocations, but also on the campaign side, is you do run into those folks that moved to Sioux Falls. Hey, I gave in United Way in my other community. My employer doesn't support it, or my employer hasn't asked anything about it. How do I get involved?
Yeah.
And you can go straight to the website and you can get involved and help that way as well. You can call the office, the Sioux Empire United Way office, and you can get involved that way. One of the neat things that you'll see, and that you probably have seen, is that the Sioux Empire United Way is kicked off this large marketing campaign.
Yeah.
And they've got great commercials on TV that we're seeing, and there's billboards around town, and you can get the information directly off of there as well on how you can give to the United Way. It's
just a really good thing to do, and like I said, if this isn't something offered through your employer, and we understand it's not something that every employer can do, but for those of the employers that do it, thank you for doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you look around the country, we're one of the communities that we're kind of a shining light in Sioux Falls, which is awesome, because when we're compared to the rest of the country, we want to shine, right?
That's right.
For good things.
That's right. We're Sioux Falls, right?
Yeah, we're
Sioux Falls shines for a lot of things, and
so,
we're getting a lot of notoriety lately. So,
and that's a good thing. So, again, this is one more opportunity. Well, thank you again, Tim, for stopping in and chatting.
Yeah.
I know there's so many things good things we could talk about for the United Way. We could be here for 2 or 3 hours, but I know you don't have that much time. So,
well, thanks for having me. Thanks to all the people for listening, and for those who are giving, thank you. We do truly appreciate it. I appreciate it. And if you aren't involved, you feel like getting involved, we've talked about the ways to get involved. Get involved.
Do it.
We look forward to it.
The website, once again, really easy for Sioux Empire United Way. It's SEUW.org. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.